Hey everyone, just a quick video here. I wanted to give a little tour of the new editor in ActiveRain, just from my little bit of testing with it so far. Everybody's been talking about it in the Q&A. Some new questions. How do we do different things? Spell check, wrapping, tagging people, inserting pictures, all that kind of stuff. I just want to dive into this real quick and just show you what I've experienced so far, and maybe you can learn a thing or two that might help you out. So diving in to write a post, you're going to see the new editor, text editor. This box is what's new. And it used to say down on the bottom, powered by Tiny or something like that. So everybody's talking about the Tiny editor. So that's the code that's running behind the scenes here. But the buttons look a little bit newer, modern looking. And as we start to work with the editor, you'll see that I think you're going to like it better now that we've got some of the bugs worked out of it. So once you just start typing in some information here, I'm going to put some text in here. And maybe I'll just copy that a bunch of times just so I have some placeholder text. Now we need an image. So if you click on the button here that has the insert image, you can pick right here next to the source. There's a button that says, basically show me my files that I previously uploaded. So these are all the files that you would have previously used in prior blogs, and you can go ahead and pick something from the past. Let's say I'll go ahead and pick this one, and it puts it in and inserts it in. Here's a quick tip right away. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you see this little couple of lines here that's indicating that if you put your arrow there, you can drag this downward. So if you ever felt cramped in the amount of space in the old editor, used to work this way, actually, you could drag this down, but then it stopped working. Now you can drag this down again. So you can give yourself a lot more vertical space. You don't feel quite so cramped inside of the editing the blog post area. So one of the first things once you insert a picture is that depending on the size of the resolution that it was, you can grab a corner and drag that corner inward, and you can kind of get it to the size that you want. Now let's go ahead and let's look at the wraparound text item. I'm going to jump out to pexels.com, which is a great site for just finding images. I'm going to search for houses. And by the way, these images on Pexels are attribution free. If you don't have to give attribution if you don't want to. I'm going to go ahead and just grab an image like this. I'm going to go ahead and just take a snapshot of this image. Now I could go ahead and download it up here, but I just really wanted I wanted an image that I can put text around it. So I'm just going to do a snapshot of this image, like something like this, and I'm going to grab that and save that to my desktop. So I'm just going to say how square cropped is a JPEG. So that's now on my desktop. So I'm going to jump back to my editor. Now, how do we get that image into the, by the way, if you are interested in screen captures, you can see one of my previous blog posts. I dive quite a bit more into how to do quick screen captures like you just saw me do. Anyway, so and Pexels is a site that allows you to use the images, and so there's not a worry about stealing somebody's image there. The whole site, pexels.com, is for sharing images. So I'm going to insert that image. Let's say here I want to put my cursor here. I'm going to go grab an image. Again, the source. I'm going to click the button next to there, and it's not already uploaded into my ActiveRain library. So I'm going to click the upload button, and then it says, what file did you want? So up here, it's already pointing at my desktop. So I'm just going to grab that JPEG image that's on my desktop, and that will go ahead and upload it into my ActiveRain library of images, and there it is, and it drops it down into here, all ready to use. I'm just going to go ahead and accept that, and there's my image. Now again, that's going to come in at the resolution that I grabbed it at or downloaded it at. But I can take one of the corners of this and I can get it downsized to the resolution that's a little bit more appropriate to the blog post. But you see, this particular image is sitting like in line with the rest of the text, and what we really want to do is have this, a lot of times, is have this text come up and around the image. That's what's called in web design is floating an image. If you float an image, the text will wrap around it. But in any case, and how we do that now is you basically just, if the image isn't already selected, you select the image, and then up on the toolbar here, you might think these boxes, these justification buttons are just for text, but they work well with images as well. Watch, if I click this left align, actually I'm going to do right align. This is going to send my picture to the right, and the text will come around it to the left. See? So that it shot a line right on the case of a picture, puts the picture on the right, the text comes around on the left. If this image is selected, if I pick the left justify button, again, these buttons aren't not just for text, but for images as well. If I pick left justify on the image goes left, and the text will go around it to the right. So that's a little bit about working with images. Let me go ahead and delete this one. Just go ahead and delete it, and drop down below here. Inserting videos works quite well as well. If you want to insert a video, you can just go out to your YouTube video that you want, for instance, right-click on the video, and you notice it says copy video URL. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to jump back to my ActiveRain, click on the insert video button. For the source, I'm just going to paste that, what I had just copied it, and voila. It comes in, and what's nice about the new editor as well is it's not showing a blank box anymore. It's actually showing the video in the size, how it's going to appear. What I also like is that if you click on the video button, it comes in at 560 across. Our blog posts can go up to 700, so I'm going to go ahead and type up to 700 there, and you notice it automatically did the height for me. I can click save, and now that's at 700, so my video is actually a little bit wider. And you can see that if I come up to the top here, I'll go ahead and save this as a draft and preview. And you can see how fast that's responding. That's quite good. And you can see here you can see I'd have a little bit more editing to do here, but there's the picture and there's the video just like that. I'm going to go back to the editor for a second. A couple of more things here quickly. Before I wrap up this short little intro video. One is you can tag people. So if I type in the name of somebody, it will pop them up, and this is for people that you've subscribed to. And if you're doing comments mode, if you're in comments, it will base the pop-up on who has previously commented on your post. So if you wanted to reply to somebody, you can tag them. I'm just going to look at the HTML source for a second and see how it handled that. It doesn't seem there. It put it in there. It doesn't seem to have highlighted that in any sort of color. So I guess what you could do. Let's go ahead and save that and look in the preview. I'm learning this as we on the fly here, just along with you. I'm going to go ahead and do the preview on that one and see. Oh, okay. In the actual, it's going to be highlighted and selectable. Okay, so you can go ahead and tag somebody that way. So that's working again. The other thing is I am going to just one last thing is the spell check, right? So if you are making some spelling mistakes, it's not checking as you type. I'm not sure if there's a spell check that I don't know if it has a check as you type feature. I don't think it does. However, if you do click the spell check button here, actually, make sure it's the right language, spell check, it will check everything that you have typed and underline in red where you made the mistakes. You can right click on that and go ahead and pick the word that you had intended to do. So it looks like the ActiveRain dev team is working hard here to get to this new editor implemented for us, and they've been working out some of the hiccups over the past few days. And it looks to me like they're really getting most, if not all, of the problems worked out that we were experiencing when we first saw this editor come out. So I hope that helps you a little bit as you start to work with this new editor, and hopefully I'll be able to post some more information as we discover it to give you some more tips and tricks. All right, hope that helps. Talk to you soon.